People often say about a child, they were so easy to raise, no drama, no rebellion, no problems. It sounds like praise, but in psychology, an easy child is often not simply calm or obedient. Very often, it's a child who learned early that their safest role in the family was to create no problems at all. Not because they had no emotions, but because they quickly sensed what the environment required from them. Here are 5 psychological patterns that often develop in children who were called easy. 1. They become experts at reading the room. Many easy children develop a very sharp sensitivity to emotional atmosphere. They learn to notice tension, fatigue, or irritation in adults, sometimes before a word is even spoken. And instead of expressing their own needs, they adjust. Not because someone directly told them to, but because their nervous system learns that keeping things calm makes the environment safer. Over time, this becomes automatic. They enter a room and instantly scan the emotional temperature. Example, a child hears their parents arguing in the kitchen and quietly decides not to ask for help with homework that evening. Years later, as an adult, they still find themselves adjusting their behavior depending on other people's moods. 2. They learn to keep emotions inside. When a child is rewarded for being good, calm, or not difficult, they may start filtering their emotions. Anger feels inappropriate. Sadness feels inconvenient. Frustration feels like creating trouble. So the emotion doesn't disappear, it simply gets moved inward. Instead of expressing it, they rationalize it. Example, a child feels hurt when a parent forgets something important but tells themselves, it's fine, they're just busy. Over time, this pattern can make emotional awareness harder in adulthood. Not because feelings are absent, but because they were practiced in silence. 3. They become extremely independent, easy children, often stop asking for help earlier than others. Not because they don't need support, but because they sense that solving things alone keeps life smoother for everyone. Psychologically, this creates what researchers sometimes call self-protective independence. It looks strong on the outside, but underneath it can be a learned belief. If I handle everything myself, I won't become a burden. Example, a child struggles with a school assignment but stays up late trying to figure it out alone instead of asking a parent. As adults, these people may find it surprisingly uncomfortable to rely on others, even in close relationships. 4. They connect love with being low maintenance, deeper point. This is often the core mechanism. Children repeat behaviors that create approval and emotional stability. If being quiet, helpful, and undemanding leads to praise or peace in the household, the brain learns something powerful. Love is safest when I take up less space. This association can become deeply wired into the nervous system, not as a conscious decision, but as a pattern of emotional learning. Later in life, this can appear as people-pleasing, avoiding conflict, prioritizing harmony over personal needs, not because the person lacks boundaries, but because conflict subconsciously feels like a threat to connection. Example, an adult agrees to plans they don't actually want, simply because disappointing someone feels heavier than sacrificing their own preference. 5. They become very good at hiding their needs. Over time, easy children often become experts at appearing fine. They rarely demand attention. They rarely complain. And eventually, they may become so used to minimizing their needs that even they themselves struggle to recognize them. This can create a strange paradox in adulthood. Other people may value them, trust them, even admire them, yet internally they may still feel unseen, not because people don't care, but because they became so skilled at not showing what they need. Example, someone feels overwhelmed but automatically says, I'm okay, before even checking what they truly feel. Being an easy child can build many strengths: empathy, responsibility, emotional awareness. But healthy development isn't about raising a child who never creates difficulty. It's about raising a child who feels safe enough to express it. Because when emotions can be shown openly, adaptation becomes a choice, not a survival strategy.